Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late December, moving into early January 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies as we get ready to start a beautiful new year filled with blessings and abundance. Let's get it going here. My guides, talk to me. What's happening for Saggy gang in late December, moving into early January? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy. Please, what is the vibe? What is the energy around our good friends? And we definitely had a unique reading last week when I was wearing the Santa hat. So I can't wait to see what you got this week. And yeah, you got one of my favorite oracle cards in the whole deck. There he is, Mr. Bookman himself, chilling right there. Always love when he comes to pay us a visit. Big page energy, and there's a lot of really good stuff connected to this as well, especially if there's certain things that you're trying to absorb and learn. I really like this. Very studious. Big communicator too, but we'll fully get into that in a moment. If you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about our pal here. So we see this young individual in some very interesting clothing. Notice that he has an arm full of books. He has books for a necklace, books for a damn hat. He's just like completely surrounded by it. That's why I call him Mr. Bookhead. And one day I will dress up as him for Halloween. Mark my words on that one. But yeah, it's my favorite card. I feel like this is big Page of Pentacles types of energy. So it's a little earthy. But what's the big thing with pages? They represent communication. So speaking, talking, but they're also very studious. And it's great for new things. So for Saggies in this time, you might be really turning a new chapter, especially with this time of year. It kind of fits the bill that, I mean, this next year, I'd be pretty optimistic about it. When we're starting off with Mr. Bookhead, now is a great time to learn new things, learn new skills, take in information and really retain it. That's one thing I really like about this. But there can also be a strong importance placed on communication, like very straightforward. And listen, I know I don't have to tell you to be straightforward, right? Sag is one of the most blunt signs in the entire zodiac. So we're just going to leave it at that. I like this. Great energy around fresh, new types of things. So we're just going to leave him there. He could chill by the crystals. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Saggy friends. What's happening? My guides. And while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. And I already mentioned that it was a bit of a doozy. It was a different one because for the past few weeks, there's been great energy around Saggy. But last week's reading was titled They Are Watching. So whether it was somebody keeping an eye on you, maybe it is at work, maybe it is career, maybe you're just attracting more attention than you normally are. There was someone watching something close. I mean, for some of you, maybe there was a situation or a person you're keeping an eye on. That's very possible. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards in the upright for my Saggy friends. Let's see what's happening as we start off this new year. What do we got? End of December into early January 2025. For my good friends. Okay, yeah, there's the Knight of Pentacles. So as I said, this is big Page of Pentacles type energy. The Knight of Pentacles is the next step. Now, the only issue with this Knight is he can be a little frustrating for fire signs like us. I'm not necessarily saying this is a bad thing. It could definitely be communication because we have a lot of signals of that. Let's get a couple more. Let's see what's happening here. Let's see what's going on. The Magician, whoa, big power of manifesting. And you know what, even though we're starting with Earth, I'm liking the vibe. That's the one thing I will say here, Saggy. I mean, it might start a little slow, but I'm really liking the vibe that we're in because it feels chill for some reason. I feel like I'm just chilling out, which I would say is a good thing. At least we're not frazzled. And then boom, there it is. So another card of communication. So there is a huge focus around it so far. So I'd be shocked if that doesn't continue, but that's where things really start to pick up steam. So there's similarities to the other fire sign readings, that's for sure. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I mean, I always look at the elements first and how they play off of each other. We have earth, we have fire. Both of these do represent the world around us, the realm of action, the material world. It's not so much internal. So when we go from like this grounded, really slow, earthy energy, then there's some manifestation and energy work done, boom, into the fire. It's like it picks up quick. It snowballs as well. Lots of communication with both of these cards. So it's like two totally opposite things, but there's a strong change in the mix as well. So I can't wait to really piece this all together, because we could already see how the energy is shifting. So this is really nice. So let's just start here in position number one and build this out. So we do have the Knight of Pentacles. I spoke about him a little bit when he first came out. Now, a portion of you might just be connected to an earth sign, right? So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. I mean, we are in Capricorn season right now, but the Knight of Pentacles, as with all knights, they represent the realm of action, of movement, of change. This is the slowest moving one. So again, as a fire sign myself, I know that for a lot of us, we like to see results. We generally like quick results, and if we're not seeing those results, it could fluster us a little bit. When we see the Knight of Pentacles, there's some good positives, very detail oriented. He is also a messenger, like the Page of Pentacles. So we could be seeing some sort of talk or conversation, just like with what's going to be coming up on the end. But the issue really comes in with the Knight of Pentacles. Aside from the detail, it could connect to work and career, of course. But the big issue here with the Knight of Pentacles is he's moving super slow, if not at all. So there could be a situation you're dealing with, whether you've been dealing with it for a long time, or it's like, okay, well, when is this going to pick up steam, or when is this going to really start changing? That's a vibe I always think of here. And he's sometimes, in his worst case scenario, he could represent delays or problems. So we'll see what's up with that. Now, moving to the center is where the change happens. This is where the energy really starts to shift out. We have the Magician himself chilling right there in the center. Extremely powerful card. It is a major arcana, and if you do notice, the Magician is master of all elements. So we see the swords, we see the wands, we see the cups, we see the pentacles. This is a huge card of manifesting. So in this time, for a lot of Saggies, now could be a great time to start looking into the future and figuring out goals and things that you want, visualizing, manifesting, bringing stuff towards you, attracting it in magnetically. That could be a really good thing with this card. This card also links to ritual. It links to spirituality and spiritual practices. So these could be very prevalent things for you as well, especially if you're trying to learn new things. But a big theme with the Magician is control. So whether it's wanting to control your own way, control your own route, control an outcome. In its worst case scenario, it could represent a situation you can't control, where you might be dealing with somebody that is overly controlling, okay? I like the Magician, though, because it's an energy conduit. He's calling down that source energy. Notice it has the universal, he's got the wand. It's like we're calling down this energy and we're channeling it. So I really want to see how it plays, especially with the energy as we get to the back end, because we have the Eight of Wands. So let's get this Magician tucked right here next to the Knight of Pentacles. So this is where the change possibly happens, because this is where the energy is booming, right? This is what we like to see as fire signs. The Eight of Wands, the 8 wands or arrows cutting through the sky. It's one of the fastest moving cards in the whole entire deck. It's explosive. It's fast. That could be really fantastic for a lot of us. It could be a hot and heavy back and forth where there's a lot of chit chat, there's a lot of chatter. So, I mean, maybe you're going to be a little more popular than you normally are when this is here. But this is business picking up. This is like leaps and bounds. When we go from the Knight of Pentacles to this, it is like night and day. So for a lot of you, yeah, there could be some big action or change coming in. And I mean, there is this strong undertie of communication in the mix as well. The only issue with the Eight of Wands is that since it is fiery, since it is so fast, it can be very unpredictable. It could be very spontaneous. It could be unexpected, all those things. So we'll want to see how this all plays. It could be aggressive, if that makes sense. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Saggy friends. Let's see what's going on here, my gods. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? What is going on? Whoa. Okay, the Chariot, the fastest card in the whole entire deck. Very explosive, my friends. And just like I was saying, how the energy moves up here, it's the same. It is something that goes literally from 0 to 100, from nothing to everything. Okay, now this could apply to you in different ways in different areas of life. If it's in regards to work or business, it's like we're going from very, very slow to extremely, extremely busy. There is a major shift in this energy. Okay, where it's like, okay, well, this was giving me issues, this was giving me problems, it's not moving, it's not doing much. Boom, into this Chariot. It's like, again, night and day. So we're already seeing this explosive change or movement forward, which I think could be good. I guess it depends on the situation you're dealing with. Because if some of you are in a situation where you're feeling calm, where you're feeling stable, where you like things the way they are, this might get a little uncomfortable. I'm going to be very honest with you. Now, I do know Saggies are very adaptable people. You're good at going with the flow. The Chariot connects to the Cancer collective, so maybe you're connected to Cancer. Of course, that could be it. But when I see the Chariot underneath here, it's like 0 to 100, very explosive. So whether it is a talk, I mean, we'll see more on the back end with this fire, but it's just out of nowhere. So again, it could be an explosive change or one that just completely pops up out of nowhere. So we'll just label it that, a surprising or unexpected change or an explosive one. So let's keep moving. I mean, it's painting a very clear picture for us, Saggy. So for some of you, that might be amazing. For some of you, it could be a little uncomfortable. So let's go in on the Magician. Let's see what the Magician has to say for you. We're going to keep it pushing. So why is the Magician here for my Saggy friends? There it is. Whoa. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune, more karmic energy right here in the center. And one thing I do have to say about the Wheel of Fortune, aside from this being a luck charm, you're going to be very happy about this energy. The energy picks up, even if it is uncomfortable, even if it's like you stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit. I think you're going to be very happy about it, because it's either going to open other doors for you, or you're just going to really like the result. Even if you don't like it right this second, you're going to like the end result. I love the Wheel of Fortune. Once again, very spontaneous type of energy, and it moves fast. I always say that's the big drawback of this. It is a karmic card. It is a card of change. It's about the cycles of life, beginnings, endings, and right now we are towards a Wheel of Fortune type timeline, right? We're towards the end of a year, beginning of a new. That fits the bill when this card is here. But when I see the Magician, now's a great time for the manifesting, like I already said, but this is fast. This energy, like, it's rapid, it's extremely quick. And as a fire sign myself, listen, I know we like our results, I know we like things changing, and we're good at vibing with it, but it's just so intense. So I feel like for a lot of Saggies, you're going to be dealing and grappling with some very intense energies in this time. So prepare yourself, like mentally and spiritually prepare yourself for this, because it's super intense. What you're manifesting could come in very quick, where it's like you try to manifest it, you visualize it, and you focus on it, and it's like, boom, this energy comes in way quicker than you thought it would. So that's great. But to me, with all this energy moving so rapid when we're starting from the Knight of Pentacles, it's a little jarring to me. So let's go in on that Eight of Wands. And yeah, karmic energy right in the center, a lot of change. Let's see what the Eight of Wands has, and we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadows. So yeah, this is different. This is most definitely different than what you've been getting. So why is that Eight of Wands here? What is that Eight here? Thank you. What's Eight of Wands here? There we go. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Six of Swords in reverse. So it's like once you open a door, you can't close it again. All right, so that could be a good thing, but that could also be a warning. Keep that in mind. I don't know why I'm getting that message. Now, I will say this is fire-air combo, very explosive like we have here on the front end, so there could be a lot of hot and heavy talks back and forths or things that just pick up a lot of business. Because remember, I said it goes from 0 to everything. Same thing here on the back end. Now, the Eight of Wands and the Six of Swords, it can most definitely represent things returning or things flaring back up. So keep in mind, there could be things that return in an explosive fashion, whether it's situations, whether it's people, or whether it's reminiscent to things you've already dealt with. When I see this, the Six of Swords in reverse, it's like, here we go again. It's coming back around. So there might be certain things you need to revisit, or you will be revisiting when this is here, but I just had to give that first intuitive message. When I see the Eight of Wands and the Six of Swords in reverse, it's like, okay, well, once you open this door, you're not going to be able to close it. It's like the whole Pandora's box mythology. So if you're not familiar with that, you might want to Google Pandora's box and see what that's about, because this very much feels like Pandora's box to me on the back end. It's like, okay, once this door is open, there is no closing it. There is no going back here. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. I know it sounds ominous. I'm not trying to be ominous. I promise you that for a lot of you, this can be a very good thing. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. Very intriguing reading for you this week, Saggy. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we're starting with this very jarring type of energy shift. We have the Knight of Pentacles with the Chariot in the upright. 0 to 100, very explosive, very rapid. So whether it is communication or action or change itself, we kind of see it all here, kind of spread out, where it's like it goes from crickets, nothing, to just hectic mayhem. That can be good. Moving to the center, we do have the Magician with the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. Love it. Beautiful cards, especially when they connect together. So luck being on your side, you might be taking a little more risk than you normally do, or you might be tempted to take a little more risk with an alignment like this in the center. But yeah, we're seeing it again. Very rapid. Change-based, karmic. So it's like we're seeing these energies lining up in big ways. We get to the back end, we have the Eight of Wands with the Six of Swords. So whether it is, again, that explosive talk or an explosive return of some sort, where it's like, okay, here we go again. The big message I was picking up back here is like, once you open a door, you're not going to be able to close it. Okay, it's like Pandora's box. So take that for whatever it's worth, my friends. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. It's because this was a reading, that's for sure. Let's see what's in the shadows for my Saggy friends. My guides, talk to me. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a bad thing. They could be very good too. So let's get you one. What do we got for Saggy, please? Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card going. What do we got for Sag? Oh, quick, nice and quick. Okay, Six of Cups. That's not a bad card. It does kind of deal with the past for one reason or another, which is very bizarre to me, because a lot of the reading we saw this week in the main part of the spread kind of dealt with energy that's moving forward, not the past, but more so the future. Now, we did see a vibe of something returning, and the Six of Cups is one of my biggest cards of either taking a trip down memory lane, something or someone that you have a history with, or revisiting that. So it is showing up here in the undertones once again with the Six of Cups. It could also represent soul ties, soul connections, stuff like that. A very important person to you is showing up here in the shadow energy. Okay, so whether it's someone that, even though you may not have talked in a while, there's still a very strong energetic connection. That could most definitely be it. But I like the Six of Cups because to me, it's like fond memories for the most part. And the fact that it is here in the shadows and we have an energy returning, Spirit might be saying like, all right, Saggy, you might need to approach something a little different when this card is here. Or you could, this might be a great time for shadow work for you, right? Like things that you haven't worked through yet. So yeah, that's what I have for you this week, Saggy. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you want Santa Claus to bring you this year for Christmas? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.